when Justin Baldoni, the actor and director known for Jane the Virgin, approached Colleen Hoover with the idea of adapting It Ends With Us into a film. Justin was excited about the book's potential and convinced Colleen to sell the rights to his production company, Wayfarer Studios. At the time, it seemed like a natural fit. Justin was deeply passionate about telling stories that would have an impact on audiences, and Colleen was eager to see her work translated into a film that would reach a wider audience. But things began to shift once the project took off, and the dynamics between the key players, Colleen Hoover, Blake Lively, and Justin Baldoni, started to evolve in ways no one could have predicted. Blake Lively, who had already achieved fame through her role as Serena van der Woodsen on Gossip Girl, was brought on to play the role of Lily Bloom, the book's main character. Blake, having had her own share of struggles in Hollywood after some career missteps, was hoping that this film would provide her a much-needed comeback. Her casting seemed like a big win for the film, considering her A-list status and the star power she could bring to the project. However, Blake's casting as Lily didn't come without controversy. The fans of It Ends With Us, many of whom had followed Colleen Hoover for years, were not immediately thrilled with the decision. In the book, Lily Bloom is described as a young woman in her early 20s. Blake, at the time of filming, was in her 30s, which didn't match the image many readers had of the character. Fans voiced their frustrations, criticizing Blake's age and her portrayal of Lily. This backlash intensified when photos from the set leaked in May 2023, showing Blake in a dress and outfit that many felt didn't match the character's personality. People started to voice their opinions that Blake appeared old for the role. The criticism was harsh, and it put Blake in a difficult position, particularly when the book's fanbase was known for being passionate and vocal about their love for the story. As the backlash mounted, Blake found herself in a tough spot. According to some reports, she didn't take kindly to this criticism and began to feel increasingly uncomfortable with how her casting was being received. In fact, Blake's lawsuit later alluded to the fact that she had been subjected to undue pressure regarding her age and appearance. The whole situation felt like a double-edged sword for her. On one hand, she was excited about the potential success of the film, but on the other, she was facing mounting criticism from an audience that was deeply invested in the story's characters. What made matters even more complicated was the evolving relationship between Colleen Hoover and Blake Lively. Colleen, who had long been involved in the project, had worked closely with Justin Baldoni during the early stages of development. She was deeply appreciative of Justin's passion for the story and his commitment to making an authentic film. That would resonate with fans of the book. For years, Colleen had spoken highly of Justin in her social media posts and shared behind-the-scenes updates with her fans, who were thrilled to see the project come together. However, things started to change once Blake became more involved in the film. Colleen's relationship with Justin seemed to sour, and Blake began to assume a more prominent role in shaping the direction of the film. According to sources, Blake began to influence the editing process of the movie, taking on a role that many felt was outside her scope. At one point, she allegedly threatened to quit the film if she didn't get more control over the editing process. Blake's refusal to promote the film unless her version of the movie was used raised eyebrows among those involved in the production, especially Justin, who had already spent years developing the project. Despite the rising tensions, Colleen Hoover appeared to side with Blake, and this shift in allegiance had profound implications for Justin. According to Justin's lawsuit, Blake worked with Colleen to influence the final cut of the film. Blake reportedly insisted on making changes to the film, which led to a tense standoff between her and Justin. It's been suggested that Blake's relationship with Colleen played a significant role in how the final version of the film turned out. Colleen, who had previously been a staunch supporter of Justin, was now distancing herself from him and aligning herself with Blake. This left Justin feeling betrayed, especially since he had worked so hard to bring Colleen's vision to life. The growing tensions came to a head when it was revealed that Blake was allowed to take a leading role in the film's final edit, despite not being the director. She was even given the opportunity to work closely with Colleen in the editing room, which seemed unusual given that she was an actress, not a director. Colleen's role in the process raised questions about the amount of influence she had over the final product. It seemed that Blake and Colleen were taking over the film, sidelining Justin in the process. Justin's lawsuit also points out that Blake's influence went beyond the editing room. According to the legal documents, Blake used her Hollywood connections and star power to force Justin into a corner. She allegedly threatened to walk away from the film unless her version of the movie was used. and this included not promoting the film if she didn't get what she wanted. This caused major rifts between Blake and Justin, especially as Justin felt that his creative vision for the film was being overridden by Blake's demands. As Blake and Colleen grew closer, they began to distance themselves from Justin. Colleen, who had once spoken glowingly about him, suddenly started to keep her distance. She even unfollowed him on Instagram, a move that was noticed by fans who had followed Colleen's relationship with Justin for years. It seemed like Colleen had made a calculated decision to side with Blake, possibly in the hopes of gaining more creative control over the film. This left Justin feeling betrayed, as he had always been a supporter of Colleen and had worked tirelessly to adapt her story into a film. In an unexpected turn of events, Colleen Hoover, once a strong advocate for Justin, now found herself aligning with Blake, the actress who had become the face of the film. Blake, who had once been a fan of Colleen and admired her work, was now positioned as the key player in the film's creative direction. This left fans of the book feeling conflicted and frustrated. Many of them had supported Justin and trusted his vision for the film, but now they were witnessing a power struggle between Blake, Colleen, and Justin that seemed to undermine the essence of the story they loved. The entire situation raises several important questions about the nature of creative control in Hollywood. How much influence should an actress have over the final edit of a film? Should an author, like Colleen Hoover, have the final say on how her book is adapted? And where does that leave the director, who is supposed to guide the vision of the film? In the case of It Ends With Us, it seems that the lines between creative control, power dynamics, and personal ambitions have become blurred. The drama surrounding the film adaptation of It Ends With Us is a stark reminder of how Hollywood can often turn even the most heartfelt projects into battles of ego and control. What was supposed to be a film about love, survival, and healing has become a microcosm of the struggles that occur behind the scenes in the entertainment industry. As the story continues to unfold, it remains to be seen how this drama will impact the film's success and the careers of those involved. What's clear, however, is that the real drama may have very little to do with the movie itself and everything to do with the people behind it. Baldoni, who had recently launched his production company, Wayfarer Studios, acquired the rights to It Ends With Us and its sequel, It Starts With Us, signaling his deep interest in turning these novels into films. This was no small endeavor. These books had a massive following, and it was clear that the story was ripe for a cinematic adaptation. The next challenge was to cast the film, and the role of Lily Bloom, the protagonist, was key to its success. Blake Lively, an actress known for her role as Serena van der Woodsen on Gossip Girl, was approached in 2022 to play the role of Lily. At first, Blake didn't know who Colleen Hoover was, but as she learned more about the author's popularity and the widespread love for It Ends With Us,